When your film-based photographic materials are ready to pack, you need to prepare 2 labels for each box. We want to place a label on the short side and the long side of the box, with as much information as possible to identify the contents. At a minimum, you should include the accession number, catalog number, and a subject or brief description of the materials. At this time, you need to apply a humidity indicator card to the box. Apply 2 pieces of double-sided tape to the back of the card. Be careful to not tape over any of the indicator spots. Place the card next to one of the labels. Select the side you will be able to view when the box is in cold storage.
The next step is to place your box in the inner barrier bag. Make sure that the labeled end with the humidity card is facing into the back of the bag. Push the box all the way back and center it in the bag. At this point, you can add weights to the top of the box to help hold the bag in place as you wrap. It helps at this point, because you'll be taping down all these seams, to create a bunch of little taped tabs that we like to put along the edge of our table, maybe around this size, so you have them ready, because you'll need a bunch of these. It is usually easier to start wrapping the sides of the box. Fold the side seam and any excess bag material in the direction that will not obscure a label or a humidity card, and place a piece of tape over it. Press out air as the bag is tightened against the sides of the box. To get a good seal, use a bone folder or any other type of tool that will help smooth and secure the seam. Next, you need to use tape to secure the flaps hanging out on the end of the box. Fold these flaps back. Be sure to secure both sides of the box. Next, secure the end of the bag. The first stage of this method is to seal the end. So you'll want to gather the 2 end pieces. Once again, your weights can help push some of that air out, or just using your hands along the side of the bag to push as much air as you can out of there. Grab the 2 end pieces together, and depending on the length of the bag, folding this in 1 or 2 times, creating a nice end to your bag. You should place a short piece of tape on each side flap of the folded end. These will keep air out and hold the folded end in place, assisting you in the next step by using a long piece of tape to properly seal the bag. We use this long piece of tape to cover the entire fold from end to end. Before you secure the long piece of tape against the box, we recommend making a little tab on one end of the tape to help the next person who needs to open the bag.
After you have finished wrapping the barrier film bag around the box, you need to apply a second humidity indicator card to the outside of the static shielding bag. Use the same method of application as you did for the first card. If possible, keep it on the same side of the box, but be careful not to obscure the label. After the second card is in place, you can insert the box in a Ziploc polyethylene bag or poly bag. Again, be sure to avoid obscuring the label and cards with seams or the Ziploc end. The bottom end of the bag is usually the best place to view your label and cards. As with the first bag, you will need to fold and secure all the sides of the poly bag to create a tight fit. Secure the sides of the poly bag with pieces of tape. Keep in mind you may need longer pieces of tape to hold the side seams, because the folds on the poly bag tend to pop if not fastened securely. As with the barrier film bag, you need to avoid trapping air inside. Make sure you push as much air as possible out of the bag as you seal the Ziploc end. Use the weights to help with this task. When you have the Ziploc end sealed, you need to fold it so it can be secured against the box. Use small pieces of tape to secure the sides of the folded end against the box. Then use a longer piece to wrap around the entire fold from end to end. Be sure to place the tape over the fold so you cover it entirely. If not properly sealed, the Ziploc can pop and air can leak into the bag. Different sized and shaped boxes require various wrapping techniques, but the goal stays the same: to create an airtight package with a stable microclimate.